There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, hey Logic Rex, hey Shell. How's everybody doing tonight? Um, I am in a state. I had one of those days that just everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Um, I went out this morning and I picked up my car that was in the shop, and I went in for a simple oil change, and it ended up being in the shop for 5 days. Then I get there, and we just got new tires on it and got an alignment, and the I get in the car and the tire pressure light is on, and it's like, why is the tire pressure light on? We just got new tires. So now the tire pressure sensor is out, and I've got to make an appointment next week, and it's just like, ah. Oh. And then I go to the pharmacy to pick up my prescription that I haven't been able to pick up for the last 5 days. And the pharmacist, every single pharmacist is sick. Every single one. There are usually 3 back there, and every single one of them, and all their replacements are all sick. So I can't get my medication. Okay, great. Fine. Ugh, deal with that. Then I go to get my phone repaired because the screen is cracked, and my iPad screen is cracked too. And hey, Gary, good to see you. And I go there to the shop that does it locally, and they no longer do it. And I have to drive all the way to Boulder now, which is a 45-minute drive there, and then another 45-minute drive back to the Apple store to get these things fixed. I'm going to try and find somewhere local that does it, because that's just ridiculous. I'm not going to drive an hour and a half on the road to get my devices fixed. That's crazy. So that didn't work out. And then I'm able to walk my dogs twice, and oh, hey Lawrence, hey Taylor, good to see you too. And it's just everything is going wrong, and I'm like, okay, today is just fired. And the other thing that I may need to do is just scale back on my ambitions, because I want to quit smoking, but I have days like today, and I want to quit drinking completely, but then I have days like today, and I'm dealing with a lot of pain today for some reason, and that's not fun. Got this thing underneath my shoulder blade. I put a heating pad on it last night, and it's better than it was last night, but not by much. And then I find out that I'm running out of, I just took my last Tylenol, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And you never ask what else could go wrong, because then everything else goes wrong. So, hey, Shaman, good to see you. So yeah, I was really looking forward to tonight, to being with you all. And I know that I said I was going to cover Atlantis today, but today just became fired. I mean, it was just like, I can't give that topic justice, because I'm just in a state. I'm just dealing with a hella bad day. So I just wanted to, sit back and relax and chat with y'all, and see what you guys do for your bad days, because one of the things that I try and do is self-care. Yeah, Gary says, tired, been moving all day. Yeah, me too. Moving and hitting brick walls, and just moving and hitting brick walls, and one brick wall after another. And it was just like, are you kidding me? And I probably should have taken it as an omen this morning when there was a falcon that killed one of the finches, landed in my yard. Yeah, that story too. Terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's kind of what today was like. And so, and I was rushing to get ready for the live, and it just, the whole thing was just like, no, I'm done. I can't. I just can't. You grew up on that book? Okay, yeah, I remember. That this ages me. I think I remember when that book came out. I think it was read to our gosh, I guess it was our 5th grade class. That's how late it came to us. So Sheldon says, I remember that book too. Yeah. So I got this stupid pain behind my shoulder blade. I don't want it there. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the whole thing. I just, nah, nah, it's just blah. So, Angry Floki's in the house. Hey fam, don't forget to like and share. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, yeah, survival. Hey, survival. No worries being late. It's that kind of day for me, and one of the things, no, you are not, you asked for it too late. You will get it after the live. You cannot whine while I'm in the middle of the live. No, I will put you over in the laundry basket. So one of the things that I wanted to check on was windy. And that usually tells me windy.com, and they've got an app as well. And I can look here, and I'm going to look at low pressure systems here. Why don't I pull it up on here so you guys can see as well? So windy.com. Oh, go away. Go back to screen yet. All right, share screen. Don't show these tips again. Brave tab. Windy. Share. All right, now I want to see me as well. There we go. So look at all these beautiful colors here. So if you go in, you zoom in, and you can see there's Colorado. We can do radar and satellite over here. Satellite. That shows all the clouds and everything like that. But what I really want is this one down here that shows the pressure. So it's actually a high pressure system. See, there's a big low over there, that deep turquoise, which is typical for the Pacific Northwest. And we've actually got a high pressure. So now that makes me think that it's not the weather, but it could be space weather. So space weather news.com. I heard something about a, what was it? A solar blast. Yeah, CME. So we've just had a CME leave the area, and it looks like, ooh, wow, that was a big one. Let me share that screen with you. So remove that one, and then share screen, Brave tab, space weather news. So this one right here. And you can see that little yellow dot there is Earth, and it looks like we just got through a huge blast, and that dot right there. So we've been having some ups and downs as far as space weather is concerned, and both of those things can affect mood. So, but maybe it's just that I'm just having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, So Lawrence says, yeah, I've just been feeling so exhausted today for some reason. Right. Gary says he's grumpy. Yeah, I'm grumpy too. Yeah, it is cold here. It's a whopping, what? We had snow last night. And it's a whopping 27 degrees here right now. Samantha, don't worry about being late. Welcome. I mean, everybody's Still, yeah. Today was a bad day, and so that's why I'm doing coping with bad days. That's why I yeeted the whole thing about Atlantis, even though that's a really cool topic. You still got no snow in Montana. Oh my goodness, it's just passing you over. Joanne's here. Hey, 26 in Michigan. Yeah, you're on par with me. So 78 in Florida. I got a hot downvote. Oh, you hot got a downvote. Got it. Oh my gosh, yeah. Somebody decided to see if they can screw with my mood more by pressing a button that makes a thumb go like that. Sorry, but that has no relevance on my day whatsoever. 78 in Florida. Oh my gosh, woman, I am so jealous. I am so jealous. Taylor says it's just starting to get cold in Alabama, 59 degrees. Hey, I'd even take that, you know. Oh, Lawrence, you've never heard of space weather? Oh, that stuff is cool. Let me share this screen again. So this is right in the center here. You have the sun, and those are the spiral arms that come out of the sun. The sun is constantly ejecting stuff. And when you have like, what is it called? Coronal mass ejection, or that's when a sunspot goes off and it goes, and you get a coronal mass ejection. The other thing that it can do is it can, you can have holes like what are they called? I don't know, but it's basically, it's a hole in that coating on the sun, and you can get like, it's like a hose shooting out water, and it just shoots out particles, and that can add to the solar wind, as it were. That stuff can affect mood if it goes too high or if it goes too low. What happens when it goes too low and there aren't enough CMEs or, just streams of matter coming from the sun? What you have then is you have gamma rays and stuff like that. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting my words now. See, this may just be migraine depression too. That's the other thing that may be going on. What is it called? Galactic radiation. It's brain, please work. So let me get out of this. Let me see if I can find. Okay, here we go. This is the KP index. And it looks like, yeah, there were a couple of flat times in there. And that's when you get space weather coming from the radiative stuff. That's, make sure I'm checking. Yeah, those flat where you have no green, you want it to stay in the green. When you have too much, like in the yellow and the red zone, that actually interferes with radios and stuff like that. My ex-husband turned me on to this because it turns out that stuff affects migraines and stuff like that. And when you have low days where there's actually, no activity on there, that also can affect mood and other things like that. So, and that's the KP index. Let's see, what else do we have here? What is it? What is it called? And it's also what gives us the auroras when we have that high CME stuff. That's the monthly cycle. But anyway, if you want to learn more about space weather and things like that, go to Suspicious Observers. Does a morning daily show, and it's observers spelled with a 0. And they'll tell you about space weather. Hey, Dakota Shea is in here. You're tired. Okay. Yeah. Gary, I don't think it's my first downvote, but thank you for the congrats anyway. So Lawrence says, in the 40s, no snow at all? Wow, no snow in Ohio either? Yeah, survival. I'm seriously envious of Florida's weather too. So no snow in lower Michigan. I mean, Colorado, we got it. We got it all. Angry is saying 33 in West Virginia. Does that affect the Schumann residents? I don't know, Dakota Shea. What I know is that it's, let me see if I can look that up real quick. The KP index on health. KP health effects. There's this wonderful little chart. No, not Kaiser Permanente. Space weather health effects. Here it is. Let's see. Effects. No, I don't want to join your mailing list. No, give me the chart. There's a chart. So let's see if they have it. Nope. I want the give me the chart. The chart. Cosmic rays, that's what they're called. And those I've noticed have a serious effect. If there's a lot of cosmic rays, if the KP index is really low, that hits me super hard. And solar, when it's like a CME or something like that, that tends to hit my health, but not so much. Here we go. Is that it? Human health effects. Yeah, it hits the central nervous system and stuff like that. And like CMEs, they know that like when you're out in space, out on the like the space station, you'll see little dots when you close your eyes and you sleep at night. You'll see little dots, and those are actually the cosmic rays hitting your vision center and your eyeballs and things like that. So let me show you a picture of what we got. Radiation, is that the one? Yeah, there we go. All right, so yeah, the sun is constantly ejecting stuff. And when it's in the green, you know, you're okay. When it gets into the yellow and the red, that has health effects. It can affect heart attack or trigger heart attacks, things like that. When there's not any solar wind, we get the cosmic rays because, you know, normally you want kind of a stream pushing that stuff out and away from you. And when, you know, the stream isn't there, the stuff comes in from the background and gets you. So let me check on the Schumann resonance and see if that has any effects. Schumann resonances. Yep. Yeah, it definitely has. Yeah, that you're spot on, Dakota Shea, because that it does have. If you see those circles around there, it has the effect of pushing that out or elongating it or having it come in the other direction. That's why, you know, people with chronic neuropathy and things like that, a lot of times they have worse pain at night. And then you also have sundowning with Alzheimer's and things like that, because we're not getting that radiation from the sun. We're getting, you know, more radiation coming in from deep space and stuff like that on the nighttime side of the earth. So, yeah, it's interesting stuff to know how the, you know, all of this is interconnected. So Samantha P says, we'll get down to 20 degrees tonight here. Yeah. And he did pass it along. So thank you very much, Samantha. I really appreciate that. I mean, everybody who's donated, you guys paid for my webcam. So that was fantastic. I feel truly blessed with you guys. So it's like class with Pam. Yeah. My ex-husband turned me on to this because he noticed that my bad days were the same days that they were having trouble with their radios. He was electronic warfare for the Navy. And the same day that they were having trouble with their radios were the same days that I was getting migraines. So that keyed us on to space weather being one of the contributors to my health. And so, I usually pay attention to this stuff, but lately I just haven't really cared. I don't know why. It is getting down to 18 degrees here tonight. So Shaman says it's normally at 7.83 hertz. I don't. I'll have to read up more on that because it's one of those things where it's like everything's interconnected. That spooky action at a distance is really just magnetics and electric. The electric universe and all that going on. And when that stuff gets perturbed, we get perturbed. So like one of the things that I noticed was whenever I got my migraines, when I used to live in Westminster, Colorado, whenever I got my migraines, my neighbors would be going at it. I mean, like hard, like screaming so loud that the whole neighborhood could hear them sort of thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, why are you guys going off, during my migraines? And I realized, oh, wait, I'm being affected, and I know I'm being affected because, it's causing me pain. They don't know they're being affected by weather, but they are, because the two things were just completely in sync. I got a migraine, they'd go after each other. It causes depression, anxiety, all kinds of things like that. So, hey, Praying Mantis, good to see you. Glad you're here. And then Lauren says, I usually feel restless at night and exhausted in the day. Don't know why. Well, it may be the serotonin and dopamine circuits that are going on with you. The restlessness at night. Free, will you stop? Hold on a second, guys. Oh boy. So, I know you want a treat. No kisses. No kisses. No kisses. No kisses. Oh. All right, guys. Yeah. You think it's time? Yeah. You think it's time? Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. They both think it's time. I'll be right back. Sorry about this, guys. Okay. Evening treat. Hold on. My dog has me so well trained. So, thanks, Shell. Class is left alone. Behave. Oh, your boy's there. Yay! I'm so happy to hear that. That's fantastic. Oh, and now Sam wants his food. Oh my gosh. Logic Rex runs up. Oh, I missed that. Runs up to the chalkboard and writes a yo mama joke. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, guys. So, yeah, it's just been one of those days. It's just been one of those days. So, like, what do you guys do for self-care when those days kind of happen? Um, Samantha P trips logic as he runs by. Oops. Oh. One of the things that I did today is I just decided that, I'm going to cut back on goals that I have. So yes, Gary, you are cheering me up, very much so. It's always good to spend time with you guys. I mean, you make me laugh. We have good camaraderie that goes on. We learn stuff. We teach each other stuff. I mean, it's fantastic. So, and now we know how Logic's shoulder got screwed up. So, but yeah, I decided to scale back. I'm like, okay, what's most important to me right now? What's bugging me the most right now? And I think it's two things. I mean, obviously, since I have such a great time with you guys when I come online, obviously the loneliness is getting to me, and my mood would probably greatly improve if I were able to socialize some more. So I'm gonna put that one up on the chalkboard, and then the other one that's really bothering me is my weight. So everything else. Sorry, Gary. I'm gonna keep smoking for a while because it's just too much. It's piling up on top of me, and it's just too much. The pain and everything else. It's I want to be able to get these things accomplished and not overwhelm myself, because like you can take on too much and seriously overwhelm yourself, and then it's nothing but a sea of failure, and that's not good. I want to have success on these things. So yeah, let's compromise. So I've decided that, I'm going to try and limit my smoking, which I'm pretty good at. I mean, I'm down to, a cigarette, and on bad days, maybe 2 cigarettes a day. So it's not like I smoke that much. And then it's, the big thing is the weight. And if I try and quit smoking now, I'm going to have that oral fixation and eat more. That's not going to help my weight. And if I, try and pile too much on, it's not going to do well. So I've decided I got in 2 walks of the dogs today. So that was good. I'm staying under my caloric intake, and that's good. And so I just want to, maintain the other stuff. So, oh, good. Yeah, that's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. It's, my smoking is not huge. I'm not like a half a pack or a pack a day or anything like that. And using a pipe helps that. So, even the doctors will tell you if it isn't a good time to quit with stress, then don't, because you'll just set yourself up for failure. Exactly. And I don't want to do that. So yes, I have tried vaping. Unfortunately, it triggers my migraines. And it also triggers my asthma. Otherwise, I'd totally do vaping because it tastes so much better. I mean, like, the cotton candy, and the other flavors and stuff like that. It's like, this is awesome, but no, I can't vape. I wish I could. So, yeah. And Samantha, yeah, never good to spread yourself too thin. So yeah, and I've got to, I've just got to concentrate on what I can get done, and, make it stuff that I can achieve. Gary wants to try vaping now. Well, there is vaping of THC products and stuff like that. And that stuff is tasty when you vape. It tastes so much better than, rolling a blunt or something like that, because it's the pure wax and things like that. So you might want to try that. It tastes like flowers. It's awesome. So Joanne says, gosh, I was smoking 2 packs a day after 35 years. I'm so glad I quit in March, but I gained 20 pounds. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't need to add another 20 pounds to the 20 pounds that I'm already trying to lose. That's not a good thing. And I went back and I looked at pictures of myself when I was really thin. And it's like, so I don't want to get too thin either, because I have been. I mean, last year I was like 20 pounds underweight. So, I want to get right there in the middle, 145, 150 is where I want to be at. 130, 125, that's way too skinny. And right now where I'm at 170 is way too much. So, Shaman says, adding up the micro processes, even if they are not as big as we wish they are, it's still great progress. Exactly. Progress, not perfection. That's what I'm trying to aim for right now. So, Shell says, yes, I vape THC. It's amazing. Yeah, you should totally try it. Gary, don't let the peer pressure get to you. I know Fetters and Rex both vape, but don't do or actually you could vape and just do the zero nicotine and just do the flavors. That may be something you like, but never start on the nicotine stuff if you don't have to. So, Rex says, well, I was smoking cigs at my worst, pack and a half a day for 6 years. Then I don't know, the vape switch worked out 7 years now. Yep. So that's the way to go. Samantha P says, literally almost everybody gained 20 Corona pounds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, this is my COVID-19, the stuff, right? The 19 pounds around my waist. So, yeah. Taylor says, vaping is what helped me quit. And now smelling cigarette smoke makes me nauseous. Yeah. That's the funny thing, is that I hate the smell of cigarette smoke. I refuse to smoke in the house at all. And I smoke a pipe, which keeps those smells off of me, because I don't like smelling like cigarette smoke. I don't like smelling cigarette smoke. But at the same time, it is, a coping mechanism right now. So, there we go. Gary says, I just want the flavor stuff. Yeah, you can get the zero nicotine flavors. And I'm sure that Rex could hook you up with the type of rig to get and what you want to, where you want to get your flavors and everything like that. And so Logic says, Deluxe Pancake Man is the truth. Deluxe, sorry. So, they've gotten all new flavors out since I started, because I vaped, what was it? Oh my gosh, I guess it's almost 10 years ago now that I tried vaping. So they only had a few flavors, and you had to be very careful of what kind of liquid you bought, because popcorn lung is not a good thing. So Gary says, I'm just grumpy. I'm reverting to a kid right now, so it's lifting. Yeah, it seems to be that kind of day. I don't know what it is. So Shell says, true, I gained weight being home and not working, no gym, and I hate it. It's made my depression worse. I'm right there with you. Oh my gosh, I am right there with you. Right there with you. No gyms. And so, I'm walking the dogs and I'm doing long walks, that sort of thing, where I actually start to feel the burn in my thighs and that sort of thing. So, hopefully just a little bit at a time, and I'll take it off. I'm hoping by, June or July or something like that. So, Joanne says, I've started walking 2 miles a day the last 6 days, but it's so damn hot here. Hush, girl. It is 27 degrees here. You know, you are welcome to come up. I've got a spare bedroom. You know, you can stay with me for a little while, get your taste of the cold, and go back home and be grateful. So, Samantha P says, I smoke half a pack a day or less. I love the smell of cigarettes. It's nostalgic. Yeah, see, some people are like that. They actually like the smell of it, you know, that sort of sour, woody smell that comes from cigarettes. But yeah, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. You want chocolate? I've been craving chocolate all day, and I've been so good at resisting busting out the chocolate. You know, I've got hot cocoa, instant hot cocoa, and I mix it with milk, you know, because mixing it with water is just crap, you know. So, and sometimes I just eat the packet straight, you know, when I really have a craving. So, but I've been resisting so far, and I've been very proud of myself. Logic says could definitely help out with that, but I will say vaping was invented for people to get off cigs. Vaping turns into a real monkey pit. Yeah, like 8 months later. Yeah. So you might just want to avoid it, Gary. You might just want to, you know, keep that one to the people who are trying to come off cigarettes as opposed to adding something that you get on to. Yeah, might not be such a good idea. So Logic says popcorn lung, that was from the use of diacetyl butter in butter flavors, but companies don't use that anymore due to the outcry from vapors. Yeah, see, that's the thing is I remember I started vaping before all that started, and you know, it was flavors from China and stuff like that. They were using that stuff, and I just stayed the hell away from it. But I remember the articles that came out about it, about popcorn lung, and I was like, nope, no, thank you. Shell says, I'll take hot all day long. Can't stand the cold. I go into hibernation mode. Yeah, I'm one of those poor unfortunates where I can't stand too hot and I can't stand too cold either. So, you know, I need that. I'm that canary in the coal mine. I need those perfect conditions for me to be able to, you know, do okay. Although I would say I think I'd rather have it cold than hot. I used to be the other way around. You know, because it's so difficult for me to warm up if I get cold. But I've learned over the years how not to get cold. And so now I'm okay. Like if my body is warm, but I've got like a cold blast of air on my head, that feels fantastic. Where I used to just hate it. I used to just shiver and hate it and everything like that. So Gary says, I love the sun too. Yeah, that's the other thing that kind of got me tripped up today is we only got a couple of hours of sun. It was kind of cloudy here today, and usually it's very sunny here, and that always, you know, makes my mood. Yeah, Shell, my whole mood depends on whether it's sunny or not. Exactly. So yeah, Logic, I know the popcorn lung came from employees working in popcorn factories constantly breathing it in, and it was from the microwave popcorn. So yeah, I do know the source on that. And yeah, it just destroys your lungs. So it's not good. So Gary says, I even purchased a UV red rays light. I'm not going to say that 3 times fast to replace what we lost in these huts. Yeah. There's a lot of that. You know, sometimes I'll go outside and I'll just sit in the sun and bathe in the vitamin D. I should be taking more vitamin D. What am I thinking? Yeah, I should go back on the vitamin D because that'll definitely help my mood. Taylor says, I definitely like to have 2 fans blowing while I sleep, but I like warm days. Yeah, see, I can't take the noise of a fan. That low level constant noise that, I mean, like running the air conditioner in the summertime. Oh my gosh, that sound will just get to me after a while. And it's just like, oh no, make it stop. So I prefer, you know, being able to get warm during the day, cool at night, you know, cuddling under the blankets with my doggies, that sort of thing. That's just heaven to me. So like, you know, this long fall that we kind of had, that was kind of perfect, you know, where it was 60 degrees in the afternoon, but then it was 30 degrees at night. Yeah, that extreme temperature swing, I actually really like that. So Joanne, Praying Mantis says, fans drive me crazy too. Yeah. But Joanne says she loves the sound of a fan, even when it's cold. Yeah. Some people do, like babies. They say if you can't get a baby to fall asleep, if they're just crying and crying and crying, run a vacuum cleaner. Just have it sitting there and run the vacuum cleaner. And that noise reminds them of being in the womb, and they'll actually fall asleep. It's absolutely, I've seen it happen. You would think a vacuum cleaner, really loud, you know, obnoxious sound. No, babies love that. So, where was it? There's something about the frequency that makes me cross-eyed. Exactly. Same here. Shaman says, magnesium supplements like Calm helps mood support and stress support too. Yeah, it would. On other people, it might be good for people in the chat, but because I'm on prednisone, you can't affect my salt levels at all. So magnesium, potassium, sodium, any of those things, I'm just at a flat level because of the 5 milligrams of prednisone that I take every day. So good suggestion. I'm just a effing weirdo. So Logic Rex says, yeah, that white noise is super relaxing. Yeah, see, like I like the white noise of like waves, like especially the waves of Lake Michigan. Oh my gosh, absolute heaven. And you almost feel like you're being drawn in and out with the waves as you're falling asleep with that sound. And it's just, I love it. So maybe I need to get a recording of, you know, Lake Michigan waves and listen to that. So, Lawrence says, the cold does not bother me, but the heat does when I'm trying to sleep. Oh, definitely. He says, I always have a fan going and I'm always hot for some reason, even when it's cold. Try taking a shower before you go to bed. Like, I mean, I grew up as a kid without air conditioning. And one of the things that we would do to beat the humid Missouri heat is you take a shower before you go to bed, you get a towel wet, and you lay that on top of you, and you just sleep on top of the sheets with that wet towel on you, and that will make you cool, even in the most sweltering of heat, and it'll allow you to go to sleep, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So, Nordic Singing Ice. Ooh, I will have to check that out. Thank you, Praying Mantis. I will look that up. So, Lawrence says, in winter, I like it when it's sunny with snow. That gets too bright for me sometimes. I have to, you know, the sun off of the snow can just be blinding and terrible. So it's so bright and sparkly, and the sky is so bright blue, and the shadows in the snow are shades of lavender and blue. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, funny story. There was a guy who, friend of my mom's, who came out here, and he was on the mountainside in that bright sun with all the light from the snow and everything like that. And he was doing a watercolor, and he painted this beautiful watercolor, and then he took it inside, and it looked like the page was white. The light was so bright out when he was painting his landscape that he thought he was, you know, painting colors in a scene and everything like that. But it was, you could only see the picture in the bright, bright light. If you brought it indoors, it just looked like a blank sheet of paper. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, just needed to share that with you. I just thought that was really cool. So Praying Mantis says, thunderstorms help me sleep also. Yes, I'm with you on that one. In fact, my mom and my sister used to crawl into my bed whenever there was a thunderstorm because I absolutely loved the thunder and the lightning and everything like that. They were terrified. Both my mother and my sister, one on each side, they were terrified. And they would like jump and scream and all of that. And I'd just be sitting there going, ooh, oh, ah. So, yeah. But then, you know, my problem is now is that the pressure change with the thunderstorms just totally screws with my migraines. So fortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't appreciate them, or I'm not able to appreciate them like I used to. So Survival says, I like the sound of heavy rain hitting the roof at night. Yep. That's another one. That's another just one of those succulent sounds where you're like, oh, I'm going to go bed now. So Logic Rex says, wet towel? Interesting. Don't get your mind out of the gutter, boy. Don't go there. So Taylor says, I like to play white noise video rain and storms on the tablet to fall asleep, and I'll be knocked out for 12 hours. Yeah. And some of those they'll repeat, and they're just fantastic. Praying Mantis says, I love it too, Lawrence. Snowblind is a real thing, Pam. I get it. Well, he wasn't actually blind. That was the thing, is that you take it out in the bright sun, and suddenly you could see it. It was like, it was almost like an optical illusion. Well, literally an optical illusion. So, yeah. I wish I knew if he had kept that painting or not. So that would be really neat to see, Praying Mantis, to especially like to have it mounted on your wall and to have two different lights, like one really, really bright light where you would be able to see it, and then the normal light where it would just look like a sheet of paper. And, it'd be great to freak people out of, oh yeah, blank piece of paper. Why do you have that framed? Well, here's why. Boop, boom, there it is. I think that's fantastic. So, Shaman says, I use those two Taylor. Many good hertz tones and sleeping sounds are on YouTube. Yeah, to get like into that alpha state of sleep and the brain waves and stuff like that. I know what you're talking about. Those are really cool. Especially when you can't hear it. Like those are the ones that are my favorite. It's when you can't hear the tones that are affecting your brainwaves, but they're in there. Those are the ones that I like the best. So, oh my goodness, free. You want to come up? You were just sitting there whining and whining and whining. Can you guys hear her when she does that? She's just, oh no. Oh, you're going to steal the show. Oh no, it's my show. It's my life. It's my life. Kisses. So, you weren't even thinking that? That was all me? Oh, sure it was. Yeah, you just had to add the word interesting on there. And mind you, it was when I was a kid, so, FBI, open up. So, oh my gosh. What is this? Calming? It's ear candy? I've never heard of this. I will have to check that out. Okay. Kulning. Oh, all right. You need to go down. Thank you. Oh, you can't hear the pup? Okay. So she knows how to just annoy me and not have you guys hear it. So, all right. Kul. Nope. If I could spell here. No. Oh my gosh. This is the kind of frustration. Kulning. There we go. Oh, okay. So, calling or herding calls, sometimes called laning. Oh my gosh. Epic fail. Or laning in Norway and in neighboring parts of Sweden. Is a music form often used to call livestock, cows, goats, etc. Okay, I will have to check that out. I have new sounds to check out. That is awesome. Where did my live stream go? There it is. Okay. it's just that kind of day. Today is fired. So Sam didn't notice either. Yeah. She's jealous of my teaching class and not paying attention to her. Yes. Well, it was her fault. She didn't show up for treats when it was time. She needs to show up an hour before so I can give them either tuna treats or, they get the oil from the tuna can, or they get an egg or something like that. And they overslept. So it's your fault. But that doesn't matter to them. They're still going to bug the hell out of me. So Survival says, I have a dachshund too, super needy. Yeah, unless they're asleep. It's like they're super needy unless they're asleep. And most of the time they're just asleep. So, which is, she's kind of like my hot water bottle on cold days. She'll just cuddle up in my lap. It's fantastic. So, oh my gosh, we've only got 9 minutes left, guys. Can you believe that? So we didn't even get to what do you guys do when you have a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day? What do you do to cope? I've done all the things that I know how to do. I got my exercise in, so I feel accomplished. Survival says this flew by. Yeah, but don't they all? I mean, this one especially. So, Praying Mantis says, I think we're all kindred souls. I think we are too. There's definitely a camaraderie here that you don't really find elsewhere. So it's very nice. It's very soothing. I always look forward to this time with you guys. So Logic Rex says, it's usually music for me. Yes. So like I love Pogo. If you don't know who Pogo is, he's fantastic. I'm very much into those bands like Art of Noise and Orbital and what's the other one? Oh crap! I'm gonna feel bad for not remembering their name. No, bitch, with my head, man. Underworld. That's, so all of those that it's like, it's almost nonsense, but then it's still musical at the same time. So yeah, Underworld, Orbital, Art of Noise, Pogo, those are my big, if you want to feel better songs, that's where I go to. So yeah, music is definitely a go-to. So Praying Mantis says we have very similar tastes in critters and sounds. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of, and Orbital too. Right on. I think it was their first two albums are my favorite. The silver one and the bronze one. I can't remember the names of them, but that's what they look like. So Shaman says, agreed. Thank you, universe. Yes. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Survival says, watching reruns of The Office. Yeah, like anime can help me out, but a lot of times I don't want to. I want to be doing other things, but The Office. I actually have never watched that series. I knew about it when the British series came out, and again when the Americanized version came out. But something about that type of humor really turns me off. I'm more of an Archer kind of, do you want ants? Because that's how you'll get ants. That kind of humor. Taylor says, I've been thinking about picking up a hobby to do some self-care, but I don't know what to do yet. Yeah. Like one of the things that I was thinking of was Praying Mantis and her knitting. Because I know that can be really soothing, and you can do it while you're doing other things, and just something to do with your hands and feel productive sort of stuff. So Workaholics, I have not heard of that one. Another funny show is Workaholics. I'll have to check that one out. Survival says it's ridiculous. So yeah, what was it? What was the show that I was watching last that was really helping me with my mood? Oh my goodness. I'll have to get back to you on that one, but it was a it was a series. It was a Netflix original about the afterlife, where instead of dying, you were downloaded into a virtual space. And I blew through all the series of that. I mean, it was both funny and profound and terrifying at the same time. So that was like right up my alley. Survival says I would hate it. Okay, if you, I trust your assessment of that. So Samantha says, yes, I like to watch specifically older stuff from better times, or even cartoons like Rick and Morty to get my mind off the big stuff. I used to like Rick and Morty until I found out about some of the stuff that the guy had created on his downtime, and that kind of just turned me off completely to Rick and Morty. But I used to love it. You know, I think the last series that I watched was Pickle Rick. You know, the series that started with that episode. That was my last. So yeah, walk through a craft store and see what resonates with you. Yeah, you know, like one of the things that I was thinking of doing was starting to paint miniatures again, because that was a load of fun. You know, because it's not thinking painting. It's more of a process painting. You do the underpainting, you do the base coat, you know, you do the overpainting, you do the details, and it's kind of like an assembly line sort of painting, as opposed to like original works like the stuff that Lawrence does. And so, yeah, something had me thinking of doing miniatures again. And survival. If you've never seen Rick and Morty, catch the at least the first 2 seasons. Absolutely hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. What's oh my gosh, yes, praying mantis. Was that to the painting miniatures or something else? So show me what you got with who was it? It wasn't Ice. Was it Ice-T? They did him. That was a great one. So, pictures of little toy models. Yes, miniatures, painting miniatures. I love painting miniatures. So, yeah, the giant heads, and that it was, you know, just like our reality TV shows, and they spot on satirical humor in Rick and Morty. So, oh my gosh, we've only got 2 minutes left. So we've got funny TV shows. That's a good way to get over a bad day. Music, good music. Doing crafts. You know, something that isn't too difficult, but that you can just, you know, crank out. More of a process art than creative art. And let's see, what else did we say? Oh, vitamin D, you know, and the magnesium and other things like that, which I can't take, but other people, it may help them. Today was fired. Today was fired. It was just too much went wrong. So hopefully tomorrow will be better. I will try and catch you guys up. There's a guy who does a great analysis. He does a lot of the ancient tech shows. So I'll share that with you on Atlantis, because I thought that was a great idea. So we will talk about the lost city of Atlantis. Samantha P says, my favorite episode is when the Morty at the Rick Federation was a police officer and had a Rick training as his partner. Yeah. The multiple Mortys and the multiple Ricks, and Rick 217 or something like that. I can't remember what the exact number was, but and then the planet that was so small that they could, you know, walk around it in a single day. So, yeah, I like that kind of intellectual humor. That stuff is fun. So, but anyway, Shaman says, hot shower and put on the cozy jams. Yeah, that, that's a good one. And I think I'll curl up with, something that I can binge watch tonight and just, hug my dogs, that kind of thing. And tomorrow is fiddle-dee-dee. Tomorrow is another day. So it is 6 o'clock. Remember to smash that like button before you leave. Thank you so much. You guys brighten my day every time I'm able to spend time with you guys. So I really, really appreciate it. Taylor, thank you. It was kind of a, ad hoc show, but I'm glad you thought it was great. Praying Mantis, I love you guys. I love you too. Oh, you're my faves. So, survival. Are you and Rex going to go on after this? That sounds like fun. So Shaman says, blessings and support to you all, great people. Shell says, have a great night, everyone. Much love, fam. And I've run over a minute, but who cares? I wanted to say, you guys are awesome. I think it was somebody asked me a while ago what my definition of family was. And, I do consider that there's a difference between blood family and spiritual family. You guys definitely are my spiritual family. So, okay. Dakota Shea says elbow cough. Good idea waiting for the end of her workout. So survival and logic going on in an hour's time. I hope to see you all there. Thank you for being here tonight. And I will see you tomorrow at the same time.